There's a woman in New York City making $610,000 a year. She's 43, partner at a prestigious law firm, corner office, 2 assistants. Her name carries weight. Her Instagram looks like a luxury travel brochure. Santorini in July, Aspen in December, Paris for meetings. Her apartment in Tribeca costs $3.2 million. Her monthly housing cost alone, $11,400. On paper, she's in the top 1% of earners. In reality, she has $94,000 in liquid savings, no trust fund, no inheritance, no safety net. If her firm asked her to leave tomorrow, she'd have about 8 months before panic, and she knows it. She just doesn't talk about it. This is where the illusion of arrival begins. When she was 25, she believed one thing: once I hit $200,000, I'll be set. She hit $200,000, upgraded apartments, $300,000, upgraded neighborhoods, $400,000, upgraded schools for the kids, $500,000, upgraded circles. Now she earns more than she ever imagined, and feels more financially fragile than she did at 27. Because income rose, but fixed costs rose faster. This is the trap nobody talks about. This is where the trap quietly tightens. Let's break down her monthly life. $65,000 a year in private school. Tuition, $2,300 monthly car lease, $1,800 in recurring subscriptions. Trainers, clubs, apps, streaming, memberships, $4,000 average monthly dining and travel, $38,000 per year in property. Taxes, $52,000 in annual income taxes beyond withholdings. None of these felt irresponsible. Each decision was justified. Each one made sense for someone at her level. But that phrase "for someone at her level" is where the prison forms. Because now she can't step down without stepping backward. Selling the apartment feels like failure. Skipping Aspen feels like shame. Canceling subscriptions, social humiliation. Each expense is small in isolation. Each feels reasonable, but together, they lock her in. And this isn't a rare story. And the data tells a disturbing story. According to a 2025 Goldman Sachs report, 41% of Americans earning between $300,000 and $500,000 live paycheck to paycheck. Even more shocking, 40% of those earning over $500,000 report the same thing. 4 out of 10 people making $500,000 a year feel they have no financial cushion. They earn more in a month than many Americans earn in a year. Yet their stress mirrors someone making a fraction of their income. This is the high-income poverty trap. Now let's look at a different life with the same lesson. Meanwhile, in Nashville, a 52-year-old HVAC contractor earns $180,000 a year. No luxury vacations, no prestige zip code, no designer labels. But he's invested consistently for 25 years. No car loans, no credit card balances, house paid off. Net worth, $4.6 million. He works because he wants to, not because he has to. He doesn't look wealthy. He is wealthy. In San Francisco, a tech engineer earns $450,000. He drives a Tesla, rents a modern loft, takes yearly trips to Hawaii. On paper, he's living the dream. Yet, after a medical emergency, he realizes he can only last 3 months without income. No real savings, no margin, anxiety every day. A doctor in Chicago, earning $380,000 a year, lives paycheck to paycheck, leased BMW, private school kids, restaurants every night, mortgage for $1,200 a month. She earns enough to look rich, but not enough to feel secure. Here's the psychological shift no one warns you about. At $60,000 a year, fear is about not having enough. At $600,000 a year, fear is about losing what you've built. The anxiety shifts from survival to preservation, and preservation anxiety is quieter but often more suffocating, because now you have an image to maintain, a reputation to protect, a standard to meet, a narrative you cannot pause. Your life is no longer your own. It's rented prestige. This is what I call the status tax. There's a hidden cost to high income. It raises the price of normal. In Los Angeles, $300,000 feels middle class. In San Francisco, $500,000 doesn't buy peace of mind. Why? Because comparison never ends. You don't compare down. You compare across and up. Your peer group resets your expectations. Expectations reset your spending. This is lifestyle inflation in action. Lifestyle inflation happens slowly. $15 lunch, $25 lunch, $50 lunch. Honda, BMW, Range Rover, Tesla. Small apartment, larger apartment, luxury penthouse. Each upgrade feels deserved. Each feels harmless. But they compound fast. And once you get used to it, downgrading feels like deprivation rather than returning to normal. And this is where compounding quietly changes everything. Imagine 2 people earning $300,000. Person A saves $5, Person B saves 30%. After 20 years at 7% returns, Person A, roughly $650,000. Person B, over $4 million. Same income, same skill, same effort. The difference? Priorities, not intelligence. The trap doesn't show up in big moments, it shows up in small ones. Let's zoom in. The lawyer in NYC skipping meals at her desk because she doesn't have time to cook. The doctor in Chicago, calculating tuition while sipping her $12 latte. The tech engineer in SF postponing dental work because it'll cost too much. The HVAC contractor in Nashville planning a 2-week vacation with cash, not credit. Notice the difference? Stress is optional. Margin is choice. Then comes the breaking point. The lawyer in NYC had her moment. One of her partners was quietly forced out. No scandal. Just restructuring. 30 years at the firm. Gone in 60 days. She watched him pack awards into cardboard boxes. And for the first time, she opened her bank accounts with honesty. Her lifestyle would last less than a year without her job. She wasn't wealthy. She was leveraged prestige. That night, she couldn't sleep. Not because she didn't earn enough, because she realized she had optimized for applause, not autonomy. The real flex isn't income, it's autonomy. We mistake income for power, but income is rented. Ownership is power. If your lifestyle depends on your paycheck, your job owns you. If your lifestyle collapses without your income, you're not wealthy, you're highly compensated. The people who quietly build real wealth do things differently. They automate investing before upgrading anything. They fix their lifestyle early. They let income rise without letting identity rise. They avoid visible signals of success. They measure freedom, not salary. They don't need to look rich. They need options. Here's the question that changes everything. If your income stopped tomorrow, how long would your life look the same? 30 days? 6 months? 2 years? That number, not your salary, is your real wealth indicator. Here's the uncomfortable truth. More money does not fix a spending philosophy built on image. More income does not create margin if lifestyle expands to meet it. You don't escape the trap by earning more. You escape it by deciding how much is enough. Eventually, she made a decision most people wouldn't. She sold the apartment in Tribeca, moved to a quieter neighborhood, cut fixed costs by 40%. She automated 35% of her income into investments. Her colleagues whispered, she stopped caring. 10 years from now, she will own her time. Most of them won't. And the research backs this up. 94% of millionaires live in middle-class neighborhoods. 62% budget, shop deals, and avoid extravagance. Warren Buffett still lives in the same house he bought in 1958 for $31,500. True wealth isn't about income. It's about behavior, consistency, and margin. So what's the real lesson here? Income is not a solution. It's a tool. Wealth is not accumulation. It's freedom. Your salary does not make you rich. Your choices do. You can be highly paid and highly leveraged, or moderately paid and free. The difference is intentionality. Take a moment and think about your own situation. What would you change tomorrow? Which expenses are holding you hostage? What would freedom look like in your life? Imagine waking up with options. Work because you want to, not because you have to. Travel without credit. Spend without anxiety. Retire early if you choose. That is the real flex. The solution? Awareness, discipline, and freedom over applause.